So I think England will be come back with a lot of confidence after this loss to Scotland and a great win over India. So probably going as favourites in this match.
It would be favourite, but they'll have to keep their minds on the job the whole way, because this Cameroon team will come at them for the entire 40 minutes. There's no doubt about that. They will not lay down.
Number 5, Basimi Meketi Njemo. Number 6 is Robert Songola Ngio. Number 7, Felix Thierry Bognis. Number 8, Arnold Akola Kome. Number 9, Ebaku Nzo Akamenzo. Number 10, Pierre Cedric Esome. Number 11, Christian Ngama Biyumi. Number 12, Kevin Ngwezi. Number 13, Frank Yangwe. Number 14, Mohammed Aziz Nkini Tesase. Number 15 is Simon Bileg II. The coach is Jean Ntep. And his assistant is Morikang Lumumba. We ask you please to be upstanding for the playing of the national anthem of the England team. Anthem of Cameroon.
Well, you won't see too many Cameroon flags in the crowd, as we saw just a couple from England, but let me tell you, they will win over support. If you're watching them for the first time, it's a very entertaining team and the sort of team that the crowd loves to get behind. They might get behind in the scoreline early, but the crowd will get behind them because they love the brand of basketball they play. Our referees from Japan, from Argentina and from Australia. As the players go through their final warm-ups here, England, who were beaten on the first night in a great game by Scotland, a win that would have stung them up against their traditional rival. Well, they came back and knocked off India by 46, and now they're up against Cameroon. 4 teams in each of the pools. This is their final pool games.
And England are having to front up less than 24 hours since playing against India. Feels so interesting to see how fresh they're feeling.
Well, Cameroon, pretty much the same. And I wonder whether that will be a factor. And we've seen Cameroon, the sort of team that can run all night. And I wonder what they've got in their legs. May just have a bit more than England. Who knows?
Yeah, so we saw them overrun India in the first game, and their fitness is quite amazing. So they are incredible athletes. Seems like they could just keep going on and on. So it will be interesting to see in the second half how both these teams are feeling.
England playing one short. Andrew Thompson, you can see just in the left-hand corner of your screen, he's been out for a couple of games with a calf injury. So he normally a starting forward on this team. Here he is in the foreground there. There's the Cameroon lineup.
No fun being injured, Phil.
Absolutely, we've come all this way to play, but Bogmis Yanga will be amongst the leading players on this team. And here's the lineup though. Silly to start. Kome, who had a great game last night. And Gueze starting tonight, the veteran captain. So they've changed the lineup just a little bit, tweaked it. But here's the team from England. And whilst they will be missing Thompson in the lineup, number 31, he's out. We expect the starting lineup to be as we've seen them in earlier games. Bosby and Jones in the backcourt, Gilchrist and Walker in the front court with Jackman on the wing. They do play very efficiently, but they're up against a lineup that's hard to play against in Cameroon. They can throw anything at them. What they will throw at England is quickness, and there you can see the results of the games that they've played. Cameroon beating India by 9, going down to Scotland. Andreas Kapoulis, the British coach. You see they lost to Scotland by 13, and then a huge win, 46 over India. A game that really blew out at the end.
Out the big fellas, it has to be our responsibility. You three guys, you gotta get on the boards every time. Let's push in transition. First play, if you want something, go thumb up, okay? And establish post presence. We can go either way. We can go rope. First one, let's get him 2 feet fake touch, okay?
John Tep, who has been known to sit for a while if he's team down by 10 early. He's not one to go for the panic on the timeout button. Seems to handle things a little differently to the way most coaches do. See Selly, number 4, his point guard with the last instructions. Kome and SMA. Expect to see them with plenty of the ball. Gueze, his first start. He's the captain of the team. Frank Yanga. Look for him to crash the boards, number 13. He'll be in the opening tip here against Robert Gilchrist. Here's a leaper. But didn't bother leaping on that one, and Gilchrist able to control the tip. We're underway. England in red. Cameroon in white. Jones looks to Gilchrist on the inside. In the zone, Cameroon. The zone that Scotland employed very well, but they weren't able to stop it on the baseline that time with an excellent drive coming from Gilchrist.
Gilchrist is an athlete who can actually match it with the Cameroons. He was very impressive last night.
Try and shift the ball. 5 seconds left on the shot clock as they go inside, and Gueze, and he's able to make the 2. So they scramble the basket first time down the floor. Jackman for England, Gilchrist again. Bosby and Gilchrist for 2. So a stop for Cameroon. Looks like he took an extra step there, and the referee from Argentina said he agreed.
That's where Cameroon do let themselves down a bit with sort of bad decisions on, okay, I'm going to drive, but what am I going to do there if I get stopped?
Exactly. Get into the air and look for a bailout somewhere. But that's the way they play, and they will keep doing that. Jones in low for Shane Walker to work against Nguese this time on the turnaround. And nice soft shot from the big man. Been very impressed all the way from Shane Walker in all of the games he's played this week. And Excelli bailed out. He will get the ball back. Expect to see Robert Songolo come in and handle the point guard spot as well, but Selly given the starting guard spot to begin with. Yanga down the middle, and the two-shot situation for Yanga. He is a great athlete, this man.
He certainly is. So this is their first trip to the foul line with massive big steps. He'd be a good long jumper, triple jumper. But we saw last night in their match against Scotland, they were not doing well from the foul line, and that's continuing. They're only shooting 45% in the tournament. And to stay in games, they need to be up around 70 to 80% is what you're looking at internationally.
Well, wobbled the second one in. So, England to come back again through Jones. Callum Jones has done a great job at the point for them. Penetrates into Thosby, who has shot the three ball well as well. Esome goes on the right to Selly. 3 seconds is the call against Yanga on the inside. Way too long. And a couple of 3-second calls in the tournament. One of the almost an old-fashioned call these days. You don't see it too often. Jones met here by Selly. Walker and Kenny in front of him. Tried to go down low and use Jackman, and the foul. It was Esome asking for the travel, but the foul will go against Esome. So a good tight little opener here to the game. Let's hope it stays tight all the way through.
Yeah, lots of high energy as well from both sides. Come out ready to play.
Jackman on the inside. And shuffled the feet. That time Esome got the travel call out of him. So a turnover against England. Advance the defence down the floor. Comey. Look, the return pass to Comey. Esome on the outside. Down the middle for the two.
He's in everything at the moment, Esome, doing great stuff down both ends. I think he was a little unlucky with the first foul that he got on Jackman.
Cameroon with the lead. Gilchrist met well there by Yanga. On the turnaround, tough shot for Gilchrist. And now Comey to burst the ball out of the backcourt. Look how quickly they bring the ball down the floor. Esome, again, pump fake, sends him into the air and then almost loses the ball. But Esome on the outside. Goes into the corner and finding Nguese, and it falls for him. The veteran captain gets two more. The defence has been good from Cameroon early. Bashing the boards, and we've got a foul on the play. They're going to count the two, and we're going to be end one. Have a look at it. Just shuffle the feet across, and it'll be one-shot situation for Walker. But that getting the ball to the hoop well. And now Nguese from the corner. Got plenty of the iron and got a good roll. Walker, three-point play for him. They needed that right there. 7 points apiece. Comey just sneaks his head through the defenders. Yanga, the long three. The long rebound falls in favour of Cameroon through Selly. Good shift to the ball. And offensive foul. This time called against Yanga. Referee from Japan didn't like the way he set the screen. Both coaches on their feet, working hard. Very bright opener as we expected. It's all happening all the time when Cameroon plays. No matter what the stage of the game is and what the score is. Yanga it is who crashes the boards again. He's a tremendous rebounder. Esame. Ngueze. Back in the hands of Esame. Stops, pops, and has it blocked.
Clever tap by Jones. Forward to Gilchrist. Smart.
And we got an unsportsmanlike foul called. The foul will go against Selly. Unsportsmanlike is the call from the Japanese referee, Takaki Koto.
Yeah, he needed to disguise that a little bit better. You really do have to go more for the ball. So they'll get 2 foul shots in possession.
Robert Gilchrist has played very well on this team. Good style of player. 6'10", uses his height well, moves well away from the ball. And he and Walker combined particularly well up front in this England team. So, back in the lead. Thosby to inbound. Haven't seen Thosby able to get the shot off yet, but he can stroke the 3. That's him with the ball right now. Jones. Almost a turnover at half court. Here's Thosby. Pump fake for the 3. No shot for him though. Walker at the wing. Left it short and easily run down by the Cameroon rebound. Kome stops, pops and lets it short. Yanga working the board over, but it will be an England ball. No substitution being called. There's Yanga, the rebounder. So the shot was short, but Yanga right after it. He comes from nowhere sometimes, and 3 red shirts around him. So Mike Tuck, the veteran British captain, in. Thosby losing his footing. Jones.
Great move, Jones. Yeah, really good recognition. Shot fake. In and under.
So I think the foul will go against Tuck. Quick foul from him. 14 fouls against Cameroon. And 2 against Australia. There's Thosby slipping over. It's a great little move from Jones. Pump fake, got the defence out of the road, and then nice soft shot on the end of it.
Gave it straight to Thosby.
Another grab. And compounded it. Selly again. As Thosby went to get away, he reached in and grabbed his arm right in front of the referee. So we got another unsportsmanlike foul against Selly.
They really have got strict on this rule. We saw it locally in Australia in the NBL, and I'm sure nationally.
Have a look at this, Rach. He loses the ball, Thosby, and then reach in and grabs the shorts. So that is just.
And as we mentioned, you have to make a real attempt to get the ball, not the player. That's why they're calling that.
But it does mean a change on the bench, and Songolo comes in. I always think that this team looks so much better with him at the point. We'll see him number 6 when Cameroon gets the ball back. There's Selly. Well, he's been dispatched. So he's out of there. So 2 shots in possession with Adam Thosby. There's our man leaving. Possession from half court. So compound problems there for the coach. England skip away by 6 with a couple of real indiscretions from Cameroon. Tuck posting up down low against Esome. And dumping on the outside. 3-point shot from Thosby. His first good look, but not able to make it.
Well, it was the shot to take. They had good ball movement. Closemy was wide open and was hitting those last night.
Songolo. Yanga, and losing the handle on the ball and straight into the path of Jones. And we've got a two-shot situation. Jones will go to the free throw line. The foul will go against Songolo.
Great little Euro step there by Jones. So stepped one way and then the other to get past the opponent. It's hard to defend.
And Gueze was crashing in from the other side. So one to come. England doing it all from the free throw line at the moment. Callum Jones gets 2 of 2 and they skip the lead out to 15-7. It's a dangerous part of the game here for Cameroon. They let England get away from them and then start to panic and take some shots that just aren't there. The problems could mount. That's an air ball that's thrown up there by Comey. Jamel Anderson in the game. Been a great player for England in the tournament. And Gueze out to Comey, and Comey lays it in.
They haven't scored for a while, so certainly needed those 2 points. It was good poise by Comey. Really direct penetration.
Tuck. They go to Fosby. Tuck was isolated,
Second time
but they turned it over.
Slipped over.
Songolo, and Comey just not able to make it. Appealing to the referee for a foul, but couldn't get one. Jones up off the glass, and skying for the rebound there was SMA. Songolo. Good defense there from Walker. SMA goes to the high post to Yanga. Stops and pops and can't make it. So they've had scoring opportunities, Cameroon. Defense has been good the last couple of times down the floor, but unable to convert at the other end. Jamel Anderson, his first real touch of the ball. An absolute star in the last game for England. The timeout has been called by Cameroon. Down by 6 points. 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Good start from England. Good steady start. This is a dangerous game for them. It's easy to get into a run-and-gun game with a team like Cameroon, but they've got to set the pace. They've got to play the game at their own pace, and that's what they're doing at the moment.
Interestingly, neither side has hit a three-point shot yet. Both have taken 3.
Well, this is going on. One of the coaching staff had engaged with the referee from Argentina. Having a good chat to him.
We're on 22, back to 2 after the free throws, okay? Be ready to match up if the ball goes high post. You guys got it? Hey, what's the only thing that hurts us? Live turnovers. Look after the basketball, okay? Be smart out there, execute. Let's go. Here we go, let's go.
Yes, looking after the basketball has a lot to do with the pace of the game. If you want to play the game at your pace, when you try and jack it up a little bit sometimes and get caught into a running game with the opposition, that's when the turnovers will start, and that's what happened on a couple of occasions with England. There's Arnold Comey, and this is Jamel Anderson, who I was surprised that he didn't get a starting spot, but he's their go-to man defensively. He can score as well.
Yeah, he's their impact player off the bench, their best 6th man.
SMA. And caught with the travel there.
Yeah, very good trap, exactly where you want to get the offensive player, right on the midway line so they can't go backwards. It was a big violation.
There he is, there, and lifted the other foot. Yes, you're caught by the halfway line and the sideline there and the two players, so you're in a box. SMA being spoken to by the coach there on the side. Tuck for England. Daniel Adozi in the game for England. Here's Anderson, thought about the three, and then goes to Adozi. Kofi Josephs also in. And great rebound from Daniel Adozi. So they've skipped away. Cameroon, a long bomb there coming up from Felix Bogmis in the game. Again, very early in the offense, not really when they wanted to take the shot, and Bogmis with the foul. Well, they're way over the limit, and they're just putting England on the free throw line the entire time. That's where the points are really mounting. So Bogmis' foul, have a look at this. Will send Andrew Lasker to the free throw line, but the incredulous look at the referee, but that's a foul every day of the week, Felix.
Yeah, Tuck had his positioning, so he had to try and avoid Tuck.
Andrew Lasker, one of the flatter free throws you'd seen, but Coach Kapoulis able to get plenty of players in the first quarter. Lasker didn't look like a great free throw shooter from that. Songolo thought he saw a little gap there for a moment and was ready to take it. Here's Songolo again. Stretching the zone across the court, but not enough movement with the ball. Makes it easy for the zone to operate. Stops and Bogmis on the rebound and ready to stick it straight back up there, and he's drawn the foul. So it'll be Felix Bogmis who goes to the free throw line. Have a look at it.
Yeah, came in from the side. I think it was Joseph's player. Just didn't find the body. It's too easy.
Now, we've seen Cameroon get to the free throw line plenty of times in previous games, but converting, another thing.
So it can be a good tactic down the line to foul them. If they're going to get an easy layup, foul them, put them to the line when they're not a good foul shooting side.
Playing against a team full of Shaquille O'Neal. They stretch the defence up the floor here, but England negotiates the trap. Making the call, Lasker makes it. Thumbs down is the play. There's Lasker with the ball. 5 seconds left on the clock. And what have we got?
Foul shots, that's what we have.
Yeah, foul against Bogmis. And the Cameroon players are ready to walk to the other end. Thought the foul was on England. But what they've done is put Jamel Anderson at the free throw line on Bogmis' foul. But Bogmis with 2 quick fouls. So Jamel Anderson will line up for a pair of free throws. Como there querying it with the referee. Jamel Anderson, who is almost like a home court to him. He was an import player for the local team here, the Townsville Heat, who played in the Queensland Basketball League. So he knows his way around these surrounds. Songolo has to retreat to Como. Como not having his own way in this game, but it does with that shot. Really nice jumper off the free throw line.
Oh yeah, Adozi. Lasker didn't see him quite early enough. Had a fantastic seal and just sort of an easy pass straight to the basket, but didn't see it quite early enough, and the pass ended up being too late.
Very poor decision to make that pass up, but Bogmis was no way he was going to run that one down. inside the final 30 seconds. About 4 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Bogmus, Adozi, Tuck crashing the boards, but Cameroon gets it back with 15 seconds left to score in the half. That's plenty for them. Comey hits the three.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
Now 5 seconds left for England to score. Kofi Josephs, Tuck for three. Way short. So, good finish there with that three for Cameroon. Reduces the margin to 5. I've given them plenty of heart going off the court at the end of the first quarter. There's the scoreline, 20 points to 15 when it could have been a double-figure break, apart from a couple of little indiscretions there. Oh, a nice tight game in the first quarter.
Well, there's so much riding on this match, Phil, because Scotland have won 2 games, so they will advance to the qualifiers. So it's either of this team, whoever wins will advance. So we see the 0 from 4 for England still from three-point line. Not many three-point shots taken, but 29% England. They won't be happy with that, and that's why Cameroon have actually been able to stay with them. They're just not shooting a great percentage at all.
Big differences on the free throw line though. 10 of 13 England, 2 of 4 for Cameroon. But very efficient close to the basket. Walker. Now Esome. Early in the game they haven't had a lot of opportunities like that. Squeezing their way through, and a follow-up from Shane Walker. Callum Jones pump fakes into the air. Easy two. Well, easy too if you know how to do it. And Daniel Adozi, who came off the bench to grab a couple of points. SMA. So, as frantic as it can be for the first quarter, expect some more of that for the next 3 quarters. This will not be a slow-paced game, let me tell you. They might have trouble scoring, but they will whip it end to end as quickly as they can. Cameroon ball to start. Referee in the foreground there is Koto from Japan. The Japanese referees here this week. Bogmus and Songola in the backcourt for Cameroon. And Kene is back. Bogmus for 3, and it's a 2-point game all of a sudden.
Well, I was going to say that's not a great shot to take so early in the offense, but if you can wheel and deal through your legs a couple of times and finish 3.
And answering 3.
Wow, Joseph's at the top of the key, right down the other end, straight back at them.
Comey. Gueze losing the ball. So a different look on the inside with Ngueze and Nkene playing together, which is not a lot we've seen. Here's Bogmus's 3. Callum Jones. And the steal almost to Sangolo. I can win. Left it on the glass for the rebound from Nkene. Now this is Nkene looking to dump on the inside from Ngueze. No one close to the basket. They spread the offense out to try and spread the defense, but left way short. And the red tide comes back at them. Kofi Joseph's trying to make another 3. And the foul will go against the offense. Mike Tuck heads for the bench, and Shane Walker back into the game.
I just think England need to execute their offense a little bit better, and Josephs took that 3-point shot very early in the offense. They've only got a 5-point lead. They're not shooting well from the 3-point line. Keep getting Cameroon into foul trouble like they did last quarter and drive.
Comey and Songolo with the reverse and the tip home from Mohammed and Kene. Back to 3.
Kene is a rebound machine. He's averaging 12 rebounds a game in this tournament.
Jones looking to penetrate the defence, but not a lot on the offensive boards for England. Along the baseline and almost caught for 3 seconds. Songolo short with that.
Oh,
giving the ball back again.
Yeah. But, Gilchrist was ready for that
will go
pass.
to the free throw line. So England with a couple of early fouls in the second quarter. There's the turnover count, 8 against Cameroon, but 4 against England now. You expect Cameroon to turn the ball over a lot, just with the style of basketball that they play. And you're also expecting them to miss off the free throw line, given their record. Must be so frustrating for the coach to sit back and watch this.
Yeah, they're keeping it at 50%. Each Cameroon player that's gone to foul on has shot 50%.
Kofi Josephs.
Okay, so he's so confident with that shot. He's going to keep taking it.
Stretches that lead to 5 again. Just when Cameroon really needed to stop. A dagger comes from Kofi Joseph.
Oh, that was a nice backdoor cut by Selly, but pass didn't get there.
The ball popping around there and finishes up with Joe Aiken-Win with an easy layup. So 7-point lead to England. This game can change in the blink of an eye, just when it looks all tight. Bogmus for 3, and Felix Bogmus with his second 3. We've got a player down at the other end of the floor. I think it's Comey playing with 4 on defence here. Kofi Josephs, pump fake.
They need to call a stop to play. They didn't even realise. The referees don't know.
Well, Walker can't score.
Surely they'll stop now. You see him on the ground. I think
Finally.
the Cameroon coach is saying, can't you see this? He's in a lot of pain.
He might have hurt his wrist, is it? He's grabbing his arm.
When you stay in the fetal position like that, you know it's not good.
No, it's maybe his chest.
I wonder if he got winded really badly.
He got an elbow in the ribs. Arnold Comey. How long he'll be on the bench? He came into collision there with Joe Aiken-Win. So Cameroon did well there in the 4-man defence not to be scored against while all that was happening, but I have to question the decisions from the referees not to pull up play.
They must have thought it was just waiting for the offense to come back, feeling it was hot, full hot. Oh, he went out of bounds, put on the line.
A little slip then. Claims he was pushed. Songolo. Referee was having nothing of it. And there's the conversation between coach and referee saying, hey, listen, this happens again. You've got to pull that up a lot earlier. Bosby back in there for England. Aiken-Win rattles it out, and that will be England basketball. England with a 4-point break at the moment. Had it out to 7. And here's Kofi Josephs again. Well, he has got a sweet stroke, hasn't he?
He certainly does. He's showing us that now. He's showing me that when I said he probably should take that shot early in the offense, he's hit his last 2 threes.
Bogmus, he loves to shoot the 3, but that was a long way short. Attempt to save on the end line was Kene. No sign of Frank Younger for a while. The big rebounder who's sitting on the bench. Only has the one foul, so he's no problems in that area. Walker setting the screen and then rolling to the basket. Oh, Josephs again. That's lack of conscience on that one.
So there are 4 other players in the team.
Songolo. The screens there coming from Enkene. Bogmus again. They go to double team him. Finds a way underneath there. Just penetration of the defence there was so good. Haven't seen a lot of that from Cameroon. Perhaps a bit more will come after that sort of encouragement. Walker into the hand of Joseph, the shooter again. Hand off to Thosby from Gilchrist. Walker working underneath against 3 players and tough rebound and putback.
Yeah, that's really tough. So strong. 3 defenders around him, beat them all.
So slow it up. Look to penetrate. Songolo just lost it there. And it will be a Cameroon ball though. Have a look at it. There's 3 players around him and just pumped them into the air and knocked it home. Very composed play there from Shane Walker. Now Cameroon with the ball. 11 seconds on the clock. Shot clock, that is. Bogmus. And 3 more from Felix Bogmus.
With the shot clock going down, he knew all day that he was going to take that shot. Just had his feet ready so early.
Steal almost from Songolo. Not able to drag it in, but he was off to the races had he been able to handle that one. There's Felix Bogmus. And Bogmus now with 10 points. So the first player to double figures. Been able to keep the clamps on Thosby. Able to get into the scoring action because he can score in a hurry. That's him at the ball now.
5 seconds left. Thosby hopefully knows they've got to get a shot up.
1.5 seconds left when they shot that one, but they do get a new clock. So the ball hit the rim. Now Thosby again.
Still not much time on the clock because after rebound the shot clock only goes back to 14. 2, 1.
Jackman. And yeah, they beat the clock with that one. Down the middle, Jackman. And the foul as Gilchrist grabbed the rebound and he will go to the free throw line.
Well, Walker in that sequence of play down here, 2 awesome offensive rebounds to give his side second opportunities. And his teammate Gilchrist goes to the line.
The foul goes against Bogmus and that's his 3rd. So the player who's been knocking down the threes, Bogmus, the high scorer at the moment with 3 fouls. They've left him there at the moment. No move to get him out of there. And Walker with the Cameroon disease, not able to score off the free throw line. No. 75%. Songolo and Thosby is a good battle. Each guarding the other. Both of them are scorers and neither able to score at the moment.
The ball must have just got swallowed up under our bench, I think, Phil, because they got a new ball.
A new one. I'll grab that one later. Moketi Jemo in the game for Cameroon. Jackman in the passing lanes. So both teams are active, particularly defensively. It's been a low-scoring game, 34-29 with just 3 minutes left in the half. Very tight. Songolo trying to get free. Moketi Jemo, that left-handed 3-point shot. And what have we got? A foul that looks like it's going to go against, is it Joseph's?
The referees do well, don't they, to see what is going on underneath under there sometimes.
Jamel Anderson is reaching in there and on Yanga, who's come back into the game. The Cameroon ball. Here's Yanga with the basketball. Bileg. Lots of changes coming from the Cameroon bench at the moment. High off the glass is an excellent move from Bogdan.
Just a great understanding of what shot he needed to play once he got to the basket.
3-point game. Anderson to Bosby, and again a hand on the ball, and a turnover, and that will be England ball. So close. They're almost away with it. Muketi Jemo appealing to the referee, but have a look at it. If we can get a touch here, Muketi Jemo. And both players, I think the England player on the floor, and they've changed the call.
Yeah, Muketi Jemo was adamant that it was going to be their ball, and he was correct.
So, Songolo, 3 points down. A 3 to tie the ball game up here. If that goes down from Bogdan, but not from this direction. And the foul goes against Yanga, crashing the boards. That will be just the second team foul against Cameroon for the quarter. Here's the shot. Have a look at Yanga. Oh, it was hard to see a lot of action there. 3 team fouls against England, 2 against Cameroon. So both teams have been fairly tidy in that area in the second quarter. Bosby. Songolo's been all over him. Walker.
Great wheeling and dealing, yeah. Look, great feed by Anderson into Walker. He posted up really hard and fantastic low post move there.
Bogdan is looking for Yanga and couldn't make it, so his next option is the 3. Then we've got a foul against the England defence, and it's going to go against Walker.
But every offensive context, there's a foul called on either side. They're going at it that hard in the key way.
Takes England up to the limit with 1:50 to go. Songolo on the right, but they go on the left to Muketi Jemo.
Great save.
As well. 3 seconds left on the clock, and she did well, and count the 2. In fact, Walker with the foul and 2 shots. And they don't count the 2. Said it was off the rim when he touched it, so it's legal to go for it the way he did. Have a look at this one bounce up off the ring. Songolo.
Wondering if it was goaltending initially.
He had a hand on the rim.
Yeah.
Had a case for a goaltend. Yanga.
They would have liked the goaltend because they just can't make their foul shots.
Frank Yanga, who gets plenty of trips to the line because he works so hard close to the basket, but if only the man could shoot free throws, it'd be a whole different situation. And they foul Tuck. That is Simon Bileg. His second foul. Free throw percentage is a common one for Cameroon, unfortunately. There's Bileg there leaning in on Tuck. Wants to go to Anderson. Quick shift of the ball to Bosby. Got a look finally, but not able to score it. And that will be Cameroon's ball. Akumenzo coming in for Cameroon. Out goes Simon Bileg. His final bit over a minute in the quarter. Just not able to chase it down.
I'm glad there were no spectators sitting on the side here. He had nowhere to go, Jackman.
Bit of a conference from the referees on this call. Calling it the other way.
They've set it 8 seconds. Didn't get the ball over the halfway line in time.
Oh, okay. Yes, there's just there was 15 seconds left on the clock, so they're obviously up to the 9-second mark. Jackman for 3. Didn't have to get it up that quickly. Tongolo met by Thompson. They've used their best defensive player there. Hard off the back of the rim, and guess who with the rebound? Yanga. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. 3 up and almost in.
Again, another foul in the rebounding contest down Cameroon's end, nearly every single time.
It was Yanga again, so his second. Have a look at it up, and Yanga over the top, tuck with a good block on him, and Yanga just kept coming. Sometimes you've just got to say, okay, the block's too good, I'm not going to get for that. Yanga made a bit of a meal of it. Tuck was banged on the way to the hoop. That from Akamenzo, and Tuck will go to the free throw line.
That was a great recognition to take that drive. Tuck, get an early shot in this time down the floor. With 28 seconds to go, it means that Cameroon will have to get a shot up, and England should have the last shot of the half.
Mike Tuck, former Canadian, he's a veteran at 35 and probably not as quick as he used to be, but smart as all hell. Everything he does is just smart. You see, he's been around a basketball court for many a year. Knows what limitations he has. But limitations on the free throw line that time, and Kofi Josephs, and he's going to go to the free throw line. That was a poor bit of rebounding that time, a rare occasion from Cameroon to give Josephs the second shot. So with a tight game like this, when you're down there, they fought each other for the ball, fell to Josephs, and they have to end up fouling him.
Yeah, that's disappointing for Cameroon because they crashed the boards well, but just lack of communication.
Also used up a third foul on Frank Yanga, so a real problem there. They need Yanga in the game at the end. He's by far their best rebounder. There he is with one again. No, is this the last time down the floor in the half for Cameroon? Should be, by the way the clock's running at the moment. Tongolo. They're going to take a 3, or they're going to get it inside. Tongolo trying to take it to the hoop and gives the ball up. A chance for Jackman. Not this time. So the half ends with England leading by 6. But Cameroon is right there. And when they're in this sort of position, with the kind of athletes they have on this team, there's a lot more basketball to be played yet. So certainly not a time to write off Cameroon. They will play it out so strongly to the finish. You're not going to write any team off with a 6-point differential, but they've been behind all the way, and England have looked pretty much in charge, but Cameroon only down by 6, and with their athletic ability and their conditioning. Both teams played just in the last 24 hours, so which team will be affected most by that? Will it be England or Cameroon? All of those questions will be answered after the break. The percentages, 40% field goal for Cameroon, only 31% for England.
And that's why England don't have a much better lead. You just feel that England are in control of this match, but just letting themselves down so much in that area. They're doing well, only 5 turnovers, so really looking after the ball. And so we knew that Cameroon, because of the risky way they play, the turnovers are always a little bit higher. Cameroon winning the rebounding contest, so they're they're never going to give up. They're always going to do their best.
Yeah, 9 more points off the free throw line too for England. Cameroon have been there but not able to make it. Bogmus, who's come out and hit a couple of good threes in the first half. Got some foul troubles at the moment. Kofi Joseph, who does love to shoot it from long range. Songolo with his reverse layup and followed up well by Nkene. Josephs again, and then a great little pass inside to find Joe Ikenwin. Bogmus, and then in the corner to Kofi Josephs again. He was a real spark off the bench, Josephs. Walker has just been solid all game. Close to the basket. Felix Bogmus.
Yeah, he looks good. He's got amazing elevation.
He does have 3 fouls, so that could count in the second half. He does have Frank Younger, the leading rebounder. So there we go, half-time here in this enthralling encounter with England leading Cameroon by 37 points to 31. And we welcome you back to the Townsville Entertainment and Convention Centre, where the scoreline reads that way. England with a 6-point break. So a very, very tight game here over Cameroon. Cameroon in white and England in red, if you're just joining us. And it will be England basketball to begin. Looking forward to this second half. Teams looking to record a win here. Give themselves a good chance at the end of the week. Jackman across into the hands of Callum Jones. Finds Jackman again off the baseline and can't get it to fall off the hands of Gilchrist it was. Yeah, good. The last touch, and Cameroon with a chance to score. If they can put themselves in front here, I just want to see the England reaction. A couple of key situations. Frank Yanga, 13 for Cameroon, has very much a key to their rebounding effort, which is half of their game. He's playing with 3 fouls at the moment. He's on the floor. His 4th foul will be a real turning point. SMA left it short with the clock running down. Now Jackman dumping on the outside for Thosby for a 3 for him. And Adam Thosby hasn't had a lot of opportunities to score like that, but he really can stroke the 3. So it gives England a 9-point lead. They needed that. SMA, Songolo, England's zone defence. The shot goes up but not in from Arnold Come. And England coming away quickly with the ball. Thosby looking to take on Songolo. That's been a fantastic battle. And Thosby with a couple of quick scores for England.
Yeah, he's pulled up at the 3-point line of that fantastic hesitation and just went really, really strong. And what a finish under a lot of pressure. So what a great start for him. As you mentioned, Phil, very quiet first half. So we're not surprised that he's come out and started like this. He's very capable of it.
Yeah, Thosby and the guard up against Songolo have really cancelled each other out. Kome finding Yanga. Here's Songolo. Kome looking for a way through and draws a foul out of Thosby this time. Bailed him out a little bit.
He did. He was a little bit out of control. Certainly didn't have great balance on that move.
So Kome at the free throw line. It's almost as if you foul the shooter, the worst you can do is have 1 point scored against you. In this case, none.
No, they're now 3 from 10 from the foul line. And well, England have missed 7 and Cameroon have missed 7, but England have had more shots. They're shooting a better percentage.
Kome. And that's gone off the back of the backboard and into the support, out of bounds. And they come up empty that time down the floor. So Songolo and Jones now. Tuck to the handoff. Quickly into Thosby, and Thosby has come out scoring in the second half. He has 9 points in just a couple of minutes.
Wasn't sure if he'd have enough time and space to get that shot off, but he has such a quick release. Being left-handed as well, it's not always the D's first reaction to get the hand up on that side.
Thosby quickly in the double figures, 11 points after this shot. Foul on Jones there. Kome, Yanga with the screen. They left the 3-point shot open for Kome and he drained it. So comfortable taking the 3 on occasions, but put him on the free throw line, it's a whole different story. But the lead is 12 and that's big the way the game's been played. Gilchrist, Bosby and Jones. Quick shift to the ball to Jackman, and they foul him. They won't count that one. Foul coming well before it. Here's Orland Jackman making the drive against Pierre Esame that time, and all Esame could do was foul. That's only his second. Bosby dumping in on the inside this time, and whose ball? England.
Bosby and Jones look so good together in the backcourt. They've got smart heads on them, and Jones really impressed with his leadership out there, and as the point guard makes great decisions in the half court.
Changed the defensive silence in the second half with Jackman, and sucked the three-point foul out there. He was outside, just felt the defensive man up on him and jacked the shot up and waited for the referee to notice. Have a look at it. This is a smart play. Jackman receives it, felt the man holding him, and then just took the shot right in front of the referee.
Yeah, he grabbed a bit of his singlet as well, so they weren't going to call that all day. So really expensive foul, particularly if Jackman makes all three. Puts them into 3 team fouls already too.
Now, England starting to get away a little here.
I thought it was 3 shots.
Jackman's got another one to come, but this is a really dangerous period here for Cameroon. If they want to take part in the finish, this is where they've got to put their heads down a little bit and play some smart basketball. 2 of 3 to Orland Jackman. With Bosby's quick 9 points, and those 2 makes quite a difference. There was no room along the sideline there when he was double teamed. Tuck was right across helping out, and this is just not smart. Sets some smart basketball. Well, Tuck was right there. It just made, there was no room to dribble.
No, he needed to retreat and pass off.
There's another foul, and they're coming thick and fast now. That will be the 4th team foul against Cameroon after just 3 minutes and 20 seconds of the quarter.
Yeah, I think he probably needs to make some subs, Coach. They're getting a little bit frustrated out there.
It's Ngweze. His 3rd foul. 4 against Cameroon, 2 against England. Bosby on the turnaround. Tuck's able to run it down. Songolo, that'll be a white ball. He got it back into the field of play and off the feet of Jones. It was a smart play from Songolo, first to be able to make the steal and then to control it off the defensive man. Romani. Perhaps if they can locate the man inside. There he is. Yanga losing control of the ball. A quick look at the referee, and there's just a little lazy foul in the backcourt. And when you're over the limit, that's just criminal. Pierre Esame gives up the foul and sends the British player to the free throw line. Here it is.
And it's just these little things, that are undisciplined things, that keep them from being a great team. You know, they're a good team, but if you want to keep advancing, keep developing, they have to get those sort of chinks out of their game.
So Orland Jackman it is who lines up again at the free throw line. Jackman, whose points coming off the line. 2 free throws and 1 more. Giving 3 points for the game. Now, where do they go? Can they penetrate with the ball? Yanga on the exterior, but he has to establish inside again. There he is looking for it. Comey stops. Can't make it off the baseline, but run down almost. Jackman having trouble controlling it.
Everyone is.
Well, Comey putting plenty of pressure on the ball. Appealing for the ball. But the appeal's turned down. So England will have the ball again in the front court. Have a look at this. Plenty of pressure on it. There he is. and the referee says it's come off Cameroon. So Thosby, what a explosive opening to the half he had. Well, he's going to go to the free throw line again, and soft foul's being called. I think some that could easily be let go. Bogmus called for the foul that time. And that's number 4 on him.
Yeah, the momentum of the screen when he went by sort of pushed him onto Thosby. He was wanting an offensive foul on the screen.
Adam Thosby, who very quickly has become the high scorer for England. Got a dozen points now. Came out with 2 threes and a 3-point play to start the second half. Swarming defense again. Yang in the corner. Tony makes the pass across court. In low they go. And Songolo in the corner and stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, nothing going right for Cameroon at the moment. It's out to 18 points now. They've only scored 3 points so far this quarter.
Have a look at it again. Well, yeah, you have the left heel on the sideline. Coach there just taking things to the limit with the referee too. Was just asked to sit down and just not say too much more or you could be in trouble. Gilchrist to Jackman, and that'll be another foul. And Kene. It's all becoming very sloppy right now for Cameroon. And Kene is going to put Mike Tuck at the free throw line. They're digging themselves a very, very big hole right now. Cameroon down, as you can see, by 19 points. And not much movement from the coach. We've seen this from him before. Even when things start to go awry, I think he leaves it to the players on court to sort it out. It's almost just as an expectation they're going to lose from the coach. It's off the foot. Just like to see them string a couple of really good play phases together here and get things going again. Bognis in the corner. They go to Nkene. Yanga wants it inside. There he is if they can make the bounce pass. But the foul has been called. And it's gone, I think, against Tuck. And it'll be 3 shots coming up for Bogmis.
Yeah, he got a little bit sucked in on that foul. Bogmis sort of did a couple of shot fakes. Got him up. Not a lot in it.
Very tough to see from here. Tuck was a bit exasperated about it, but he heads to the bench. Has 3 fouls. And Felix Bogmis. He's been playing a long time now with 4 fouls. The referee is getting plenty of advice from everybody out there at the moment.
It's interesting to come to a training session of Cameroon and see how well they shoot at training compared to in matches. So referees are trying to take charge here. They said there's way too much chatter out there. Had enough of it. Walker having a bit of a chat. And Bogmis, his 3rd free throw. Well, 2 or 3. That was a pretty good result. Way above the team average. Bogmis goes out, and in comes Ayangma, who hasn't had a lot of court time in this game. Thosby almost losing it. That battle again between Songolo and Ayanga has resumed for the second half. They were in each other's faces the entire first half. Songolo's a good defender. I would say he's the classiest player on the team. Makes good decisions.
Here he is. Number 6. Trying to get across in front of Thosby there. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. As Gillespie backs it up. And was worried out of the shot there. That time by Frank Ianga.
Cameroon have got the rest of this quarter to try and get back to where they were. It's a shame because it's really their undoing. It's just been 5 minutes of basketball at the start of this quarter. They're really in the match. So they've got 5 minutes to try and claw it back.
This is something they've not been able to do, and that's get the ball inside to Yanga. At least that looked a little bit more productive. Get it into the big man, and even if he can't get the shot off, they can work off him. Because the one time he does get it underneath, he goes straight up because it's been so long since he's had it. There he is with the ball now. And Kene taking on the inside and dumping off to Yanga.
I don't know if he was really in the action
I
of
don't
shooting.
think so either. He was always passing off,
His back was
wasn't
to the basket and he was passing off. So you're very lucky there.
It's only the 3rd team foul against England, so it's not necessarily just having shooting because he wasn't in the bonus, but quite lucky. Mohammed and Kene at the free throw line. You'd like to see him operate a little bit on the inside with Yanga and get a good 1-2 high-low thing going. They were close to it that time. That would seem a better avenue to the basket than the ones they've been taking. Jackman breaking it out of the backcourt, and he's going to go to the free throw line again. He was fouled on the way. It looked like he'd lost control of it, but the foul is going to go against Ayangma. Here is Ayangma, and well, there wasn't a lot of contact there either.
No, there wasn't. He, I just feel they think that Jackman, the ball, he got knocked, but he actually lost control of the ball himself.
Tough game for referees to
yeah, we see it in slow motion.
Absolutely. I mean,
replay, and it's so hard in real time.
They do get down the court very, very quickly. You can see the free throw shooting of the English players very much in contrast to their opponents from Cameroon. Jackman, +2. Backing it in. And the foul on the floor. But both teams in the bonus now. So it'll be Kene who goes to the free throw line. And England making more substitutions with Anderson coming back, Tuck coming back, Walker taking a seat along with Jackman. And Mohammed and Kene to line up at the free throw line. First time at the line in this game. Much better. Anderson. The pass that was meant for Adozie has been knocked out of court by Nkene. It's just a little sneaky hand that came in behind Daniel Adozie. Adozie with the screen. Dumping it in the corner. Scoop pass inside that was meant for touch. They turn the ball over, and that will be a foul on Jones. And we'll walk to the other end for a pair of free throws, and they will go to Pierre Essome.
Good way for Jones to get a corky in the thigh.
One of those ones that feel the bump, but maybe in the morning it'll be something else. Not life-ending, but they can be painful.
Especially once you warm down. It's That's when they start to really hurt.
He's out and Alaska in. Yeah, SMA said he can make 1 of 2. Wanted off and said a little prayer in between. And the prayer works. So maybe that's the route they should take. Look at that 17-point difference. Here in the third quarter. It's over 3 minutes to go in this quarter, so still plenty of time for Cameroon. Kofi Joseph.
I say they need to start getting some stops, but that doesn't help their case because they're still finding it really difficult to score. And even though they're getting to the foul line, because they're not great shooting percentage from there, that helps. Songolo shot there, but yeah, they need to get their offensive flow with some field goals.
Songolo hasn't had that many opportunities. And there's another soft little foul reaching in there, Ayangma, and sent Kofi Joseph to the free throw line. Have a look at it. Joseph's at one end. And you come back the other way. And Songolo. Another rare opportunity for him. They've done a great job on him defensively. And out goes Ayangma. Muketi Jemo in his place. Kofi Joseph, what a spark he's been off the bench. And he's obviously been told, okay, you get the open shot, take it. And he's taken it well.
He's 4 from 7 from the 3-point line, so brilliant effort from there.
14 points to him, and leads England scorers. Kene, pump fake, up off the glass, and they chase it. Not able to drag it in.
I was going to say, don't foul. Oh, it's a long quarter. Yeah, if you haven't got the, if they've secured the defensive rebound, there's really no reason to try and get it off them, unless it's the last play of the quarter of the game, and you absolutely have to get possession back.
Love the reaction. Nowhere to hide for Mohamed Nkene. He knows he's done something a little bit silly. And Daniel Ladozi, who's had limited minutes on this team, on the front court players, who's hard to get a lot of time when people like Walker and Gilchrist have been dominating on the inside. SMA. Shot that doesn't go down there for Muketi Jemo. And that was a good save at half court. SMA. On the high post to Yanga. SMA. Try and find the man on the inside again and force England into a foul.
Both sides are struggling with having the foul discipline. Anytime there's a real contest, one of them ends up fouling, so Tuck there called for the reach around.
And his 4th foul, so he's off to the bench. I don't think he liked it. Yanga. It's been tough to handle on the inside. You see the shake of the head after they miss the free throw, but gee whiz, I think everybody in the crowd shakes their head when they watch Cameroon at the free throw line. Good save on the end line. SMA stops and can't get it up there. Yanga again and knocks one down. The crowd roars. As I mentioned earlier, the crowd really very much behind this team. They'd love to see them come back. But Coach Kapoulis for England has seen enough for the moment. He wants to make a few little adjustments. A nice, tough move there from Frank Yanga.
Yeah, just brute strength getting that up, and nearly another interception there. And Cameroon, they're 18 points down, but they can still believe that they can win this game. And that's what we saw when they came back from 27 points down against India. Self-belief is very strong.
This third quarter hasn't been kind to them. 24 points to 12 so far, with a minute 42 remaining in it. And Kapoulis isn't going to take his foot off the pedal.
Flashing to the middle. If those two guys get denied, you come and catch him back door, okay? And you can bring it down. OJ, you're going to be like with him straight away, okay? On offense, like run an angle, man or zone, I don't care what there are. Run an angle.
Voilà pourquoi ça ne marche pas. Il va ici, ça rétablit chemin. Ça ne peut pas marcher.
OK, 10 seconds.
Oh, les gars, quand vous êtes à l'intérieur, à l'extérieur, bougez. Quand vous êtes à l'intérieur, l'extérieur, bougez. Chaque fois qu'ils se mal, le ballon.
It'd be a tough team to coach, wouldn't it? I mean, when you're always trying to get people to at least get to the line, and they get to the line and can't capitalise. It's so frustrating. Superb athletes, indicate that they can shoot from outside on a lot of occasions if they get the open look. To put one on the free throw line, it's an entirely different story. Kofi Joseph's in there, and foul against Maketi Jemo. You wonder why.
Yes, I am left wondering.
Both teams over the limit.
Doesn't help their cause, and England are shooting 71% from the free throw line, so doing a much better job making them pay when Cameroon do foul.
I know Josephs can shoot, but he was 80 feet from the basket there, so no need to get too up close and personal. All you do is make it easier for him. Put him here. He now has 16 points to lead all scorers. The foot of Lasker. Or Jackman it is. 20-point ball game. Shouldn't be that way. Well, the crowd would wish it was a little closer. Yanga, nothing doing for him.
No foul.
No foul, please. Songolo steps to the hoop, can't score it. Plenty of white shirts after the ball. Esome dumping it down to Yanga and two. Now England to come back through Anderson in a whole different way of approaching the game. Do it with a bit of poise, patience. Josephs with a long three, and
he makes them pay.
Has got range. He's got NBA range.
Yeah, they just can't get those stops that they need to make an inroad into the lead that England have, given some hope.
Esome goes in the corner of the left to Maketi Jemo. Back to Esome. Down low in Kene. Muscles his way to the hoop. And we've got a held up ball, but that will be England ball. There's only just a tick under 19 seconds left in the quarter. Have a look at it. Pump fake strong from Frank Yanga. And then Kofi Josephs, well, there's the contrast. I mean, he was way off balance too when he took that shot. But he really has got some poise. So, England's ball as a result of that held ball there.
So Cameroon need to do their best not to foul here and get England to take a tough shot as the clock runs down.
Up by 21. They build on it before the end of the third quarter. Jackman controlling the ball. Lasker down to under 5 seconds. Need to get a shot up now. Who's the man to do it? Not able to make it this time, so the clock winds down to three-quarter time in a quarter that wasn't at all kind to Cameroon. They brought their own undoing, unfortunately, with some crazy fouls, poor decision-making, and you'd like to see them come back and finish this game strongly, but take nothing away from England. They've played with a lot of poise and a lot of smarts against a team that would be very, very difficult to play for, and they put a gap, a 15-point gap in the score in that quarter?
Well, they came out firing at the start of that quarter through Adam Thosby and have lifted their shooting percentage a lot more and actually better than Cameroon now, but still that glaring stat with 38% to 73 from the free throw line. So again, we can't see that changing though, Phil, can we? That throughout the fourth quarter.
Well, there's almost 20 points in it there on the free throw line, and that is crazy.
And here's Thosby. He just did all the damage at the start of the third quarter. Great shot there by Comey. But England had too many contributors. Joseph again doing well. We know in that spot. He loves that spot. He often gets to that spot. And Bogmus throwing down the three as well. So Cameroon, look, at times they look great when they make good decisions. They look like a really classy, disciplined unit, but we know too much that they have trouble finishing inside. At least on that occasion, Yanga did a great job with a nice little soft finish, but again, history repeating itself with Josephs getting that three away.
The high scorers for England are Josephs with 19 and Thosby with 13. And double-figure scorers for Cameroon, Bogmus of 14 and Comey with 11. So Bogmus playing with 4 fouls. He's not starting the final quarter. So they come back with Ayangma. That's him, number 11, to start from the final quarter.
Well, he will be fresh because he actually didn't even, his first minutes were in the third quarter. He didn't even come on in the first half.
SMA. Turn the ball over though on the left wing and give them a chance again, England. Alaska. Jackman. Patiently passing the ball around the defence to start with, but patiently passing it straight back to Cameroon there through Yanga. Now Songolo backs it off. Here's the new man, Ayangma. SMA looking to dump it on the inside. No way through there. 2 seconds left on the shot clock, but Songolo has to get it up there. And way too late. Well, at least they showed some patience on offense.
They did. Nakene should have actually taken that nice little baseline jumper. Instead, he drove into trouble in the paint. And then that put his teammates under pressure to get a bad shot up.
Jackman met at half court there. Different backcourt, very much a different backcourt for England now with Lasker out there. Gilchrist a long way from the basket. 5 seconds on the shot clock for England. 3 seconds. He gets it up but not in. So not a well-run offense from England. Unlike them, been very disciplined so far. There's a change in the lineup. It's just not gelling the way it was earlier. SMA losing that one out over the end line under defensive pressure from Andrew Lasker. See that? He's just under pressure and looking to dump off, and all he could do was lose it over the end line. So Jackman goes out and Tuck, the captain, comes in and replaces him.
So he's on, we know Tuck's on 4 fouls, and so is Shane Walker, so Tuck needs to play smart, stay out there.
Tuck in the battle there, right to the ball with Nkene. Gilchrist. Lasker looks to Tuck down low and good hands, and gee, I think it was very unfortunate there because Nkene called for the foul. Have a look at it on the way through. Nkene gets across there. He gets it. And it was very, very unfortunate. Getting away there, Nkene for the dunk. Winning that little battle against Tuck. Lasker. To Tuck. And I can win.
Oh.
Easy for him.
Oh,
Not able to make the layup. Did all the hard work.
Yeah.
Tome. Yanga a long way from the basket. How can he establish down low? Yanga wants it against Tuck in low.
3-second call.
Yanga in there way too long. Very few opportunities like that have come from Cameroon. Mike Tuck to inbound. What a good game he's having. He's really very versatile player. He's been forced to get in there and play defence on the post at the moment.
Not surprised to see Jones come back in early at the end of this last quarter in tandem with Thoseby. They said they work well together and seems to get them organised better than anyone else.
4 seconds left on the clock. Thoseby needs to get it up. And they bailed him out. He was forced into a tough shot and then went and fouled him. So Thoseby will go to the free throw line when they just had him covered with seconds left on the clock. And there they go and foul him. The foul comes from Yanga.
Absolutely. They need to recognise that the offensive player is up against a shot clock. He's not balanced. He's putting up a prayer. And they just need to know to not foul that.
So 4th personal foul against Yanga. And Adam Thoseby, who played with the Sydney Kings in the Australian National Basketball League this year. Had limited opportunities with the Kings, but his opportunities for England are much better. Really shown himself to be a fine player at this level. So that lead out over 20 again for England. Sticking with the 2-3 zone, and why shouldn't they? Just surround the basket.
Trouble. Yeah, he lifted his feet. He moved his sort of hips as well as his feet in trying to outwit his opponent.
Trying to snake his way past. Thoseby lost control there for a moment, but able to stay with it. Now just holding things up a little bit as Tuck sets the high screen, but Thoseby goes the other way and dishes on the outside to Aiking Win. Cameroon on the break, not able to find anyone headed for the hoop, but they do get Kome off to the shot. And Yanga flying to the ball. Oh gee, Come's been hit there by Walker. So Walker will be called for the foul.
Doesn't agree.
I think Kome might have milked this one a little bit.
Oh, he did get him across the face.
Catch him across the face, so yeah, fair enough.
Oh, Walker is fouled off. That's why he looked so impressed.
Yeah, he's the first one to leave on the 5-foul count. Shane Walker, 9 points to him. A strong game, strong rebounding game. Yanga will be quite keen to see him out of the way. Still got Gilchrist to contend with though. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Songolo gets it off but not in. Ran out of clock. The pressure of the England defence just too good that time. Again, a lot of poise being shown here by Jones, running that offense. A little foul being seen offensively. First team foul against England for the quarter. It's Thoseby, but the offensive foul was on the other side. There's the screen set illegally according to the referee.
And if it feels like there hasn't been much scoring happening in this quarter, you'd be correct, Phil, because each team's only scored 2 points and we've had 4.5 minutes of play.
And Kene headed to the hole and has to go to the free throw line to earn them. Gilchrist with the foul. Only his second, so no real problems there. Bosby goes out, and back comes Josephs. There's Gilchrist. Third foul now. I wonder if we can get a player to hit consecutive free throws. Not this time. And Kene to Songolo. Gave him a good open look. And Yanga with the rebound. Will he work it himself? He will. High off the glass. Way too high. And Gilchrist rebound. Sends England away again through Tuck. Content to control the pace of the game now, England. Oh, gee, Tuck backing back in.
That's his fifth foul, so he'll be joining Walker on the bench.
Yeah, he's out of there. Don't think that'll be a huge problem, though. They're unlikely to run out of troops, even though they are playing one short with Andrew Thompson, the regular starter, not being able to play the last two games with the calf injury. And that was just a little bit too obvious.
Yeah, it was legitimate foul. I think Kene went to the ground happily, but it was the right call.
Ayangma caught in the backcourt there. Lucky to get rid of it. Songolo. Now Ayangma along the baseline. Stepping and hand off there. Did well to stay with it with sticky fingers. And Kene not able to score underneath. Kofi Josephs with the ball. How explosive has he been? Jones has done a good job of getting into the right hand. Jackman. We've got a foul on the play just when they got down to 4.8 seconds left on the shot clock, and Cameroon, as they've done right throughout the game, bailed them out. Played good defence for 20 seconds, but couldn't maintain it all the way. So a new 14 coming up for, well, there goes Frank Yanga with his fifth. The game taking its toll right now.
Well, we knew it had to happen eventually because there were so many fouls called in the third quarter. The players would start to get into foul trouble.
Brings back Ngweze. The captain comes in. 14 fouls against England, 3 against Cameroon. Josephs. No foul. Even though Josephs is left on the floor. And Songolo. A bit behind the back. The defence at the front of the zone has been terrific for England. No way Cameroon's been able to find a way through it. Now Songolo for 3. Long with it. And that will be a white ball, according to the referee. They seem to come off Ngweze, and they've changed the call. A couple of times they've done that in the game. So under 4 minutes to go in the game. And England powering towards a win here. It's Jones. A terrific job to quarterback this team. Jackman looking it down low to Edozie. Joseph. Quick pass across the court to Jackman. It was a good look. Pass, the shot wasn't to match the pass. Songolo caught out of control in the air. Jackman off to the races and is fouled by Nkene, professional foul. So these players, all of them have played in the last 24 hours, but they've played a pretty hard game and some pretty fair knocks out there. Well, he got hit twice. I'll be feeling it tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll be needing that day's rest tomorrow. The qualifiers are on Tuesday. So the top two teams from Pool B in the men. The bottom two teams from Pool A will come here to play the top two teams from Pool B.
Scotland being one. They've already pretty much booked their place at the top. And England look like joining them. 3:25 out from a game where they're leading by 20. And 2 misses from Orland Jackman. He's on the wrong team. SMA wheels down the middle. Got it up onto the right hand. Not able to make the finger roll though. And there's a battle. And that will be England's ball. Unfortunate. 3 Cameroon players battling against 1 from England. Call the jump ball. And England gets it by virtue of the arrow. Not by the effort, but by the arrow. Just checking the floor there because a few bodies on the floor and got a little bit wet. They're staying with their pressure right till the end. Songolo up on SMA, on Jones. Gilchrist setting the high screen. Jackman on the right. Joseph's on the left. He goes to Jackman. Gilchrist down low to turn and wheel on Nguese. And Dozie in the corner and an air ball. Bogner's almost losing it. Songolo wants it. He'd pump it straight away if he wanted, but patiently feeds the ball on. Bogner, all on his own. 2 seconds left and can't get the shot up. He went into the forest there. The trees were too big.
Yeah, he was nearly lucky not to be called for 3 seconds. He was in there for that long.
Kofi Joseph.
There he goes.
He really strokes it well.
Yes, he enjoyed that one.
I've seen it come from his hand a number of times in this game. He is a superb shooter. Songolo decides, okay, time to light it up. It's all over. Enough of this dishing the ball off. Joseph's again, stepping, and has the shot blocked by Songolo, but he's seen to get a body on as well. Have a look at it. There's Kofi Joseph's at this end.
Yeah. Just a beautiful follow through on that shot. He held it there. And then he shows us that he can drive to the basket very competently as well.
Songolo got a good hand on the ball, but the referee said that there's some body in there, I think, which assisted or got in the way of Joseph's shot. So Kofi Josephs takes his score to 23 now, the high scorer in the game. SMA. Oh my goodness. They hit hard then. And Daniel Adozie it is who gets up from the floor. Hit the floor hard. Oh, if you hit right on your tailbone there, that can hurt.
It certainly does. Glad they're both getting up okay.
So it's been called an unsportsmanlike. The referee waving the players away there.
That's the third one against Cameroon in this game.
So Adozie will take the free throws and they'll get possession as well. Adozie, who hasn't really been part of the scoring, this will just be his 6th point. Hasn't had a lot of minutes, it must be said. And England will get the ball back. So 23-point lead and a chance to build on it here. So Mosby with a push off that time. Extended that elbow.
They have had a good outing, those two. It's been great to see that Thosby can at least still have a smile. He knew that he did fend off there. Fair enough call.
Saw the Cameroon coach get up there and just wave the referee away and say, no, you call that kind of stuff. Been going on all game.
Might be an alley-oop on here. No, I wanted Joseph's to go into the basket, but there he goes. Outside the free. Sure.
Alley-oop only gets you 2, Rachel.
That's
just
right.
gets you 3.
What was I thinking?
Songolo, well, trying to answer the shot from Josephs as he has before, but firing up an air ball. Here it is. Look at Josephs. He really has shot the ball well from the wing. 26 points and a superb display.
Yeah, 7 from 11 from the 3-point line. Just fantastic rate.
Inside the final minute now. And Songolo, Bosby showing him just a bit too much of the ball, makes the steal. Ayengma, this is the last opportunity I'm likely to get.
I agree with Jacqueline there. I thought that McKenna did tip it out.
You owe me one.
Have a look at it. Who did it come off? Maybe. Jacqueline with the rebound up to Adosian. He's immediately set upon by Ngueze. So Adosi will get to pad out his stats off the free throw line. But it's a different England to the one we saw on the first night against Scotland, and must be said it's a different opposition too. Great contest between England and Scotland earlier, and Scotland prevailing in that one.
But England will be feeling a lot better. 3 games down the track. I know they were so disappointed after losing to their traditional rivals. As I know they said, we'll be hearing a lot about this loss from Scotland. But you never know, they may end up meeting again down the track in this tournament.
SMA stops, fires the 3 and gets the right roll. SMA just his 6th point. Mosby, he got hit by SMA. They could have easily called a foul there, but ends up with a 3 from Anderson. 11 seconds left in the ball game, and it's all over for pretty much everybody on the floor. They're just about ready to go up and shake hands. Now, SMA says that's enough. We're going into the front court and we'll run the clock down. England 27-point winners here. A very well-deserved win. They played it well. Cameroon gave it everything they had, but it wasn't enough. High scorers Kofi Josephs with 26 for England, joined by Adam Bosby, who got all his points in the second half with 15. And then for Cameroon, Bogmus with 14. He had most of those in the first half. Arnold Colme with 11, the only double-figure scorers. So the England flags flying here as England give themselves a big chance to go through. We'll see the table in a moment. It's 81-54 is the scoreline, but we'll take a look at the stats. And well, they've been very much in England's favour all night, as you can see, with a 27-point lead. But points from turnovers at the bottom, 19 against 9. A terrible free throw shooting percentage from Cameroon, 9 of 23, where England was average at 34 of 47. Rebound count favoured Cameroon very much. They gave themselves second opportunities with 48 to 37. but a very, very strong performance from England.
And England, another great win, but they will need to pick up their shooting percentage. If they wanted to, if they go to the qualifiers and want to keep advancing, they were only shooting at 29% coming into this match, so 35% here. You really want to be shooting in the 40s to be competitive, so they'll need to really pick up that, as will Scotland, because we know they didn't shoot well in the game against India.
There's Bosby. And some of our second half highlights. Comey for Cameroon. But this is the man who had the hot hand, Kofi Joseph. Loved it from the left hand side, whether it be from the 45 or from the wing. And there's that Cameroon rebounding. Frank Yanga, just an absolute bull on the boards. There's Josephs again from that 45-degree area. And the steal, didn't see too much of that. The dunk coming from Nkene. But Kofi Josephs again, lining it up outside the three-point line. And really put a bulge in the score.
We know Songolo can make that three as well, but he only made one in this match. But quite fitting that Joseph's got another three right down the stretch, finishing with 26 points.
Yes, he was a real spark off the bench, and here's the pool situation. 2-1 England, 2 wins, 1 loss, and as you can see, Scotland are yet to play their third game, so they can go to the top of the pool, but England have that spot for the moment. And if Scotland can win, the 2 teams we see at the top will be the 2 teams that go forward into the qualifying finals. So that ends this particular session here in Townsville. But just repeating the final score, England have prevailed over Cameroon by 81 points to 54.